All right, so this is page 465, which is the section 7.1 homework. So we had certain selected problems on here. So starting with problem 13, the ratio of the measures of the three sides of a triangle is 9 to 7 to 5. If the perimeter is 191.1 inches, we need to find the measure of each side. So I'm going to start 13 here. And triangle and the sides 9x, 7x, and 5x. And so if we add those up, our perimeter is going to be 191.1. And so if we take and combine like terms here, we're going to have 21x is equal to 191.1. And if we divide both sides by 21, we're going to get that x is going to be equal to 9.1. And it asks us to find the measure of each side. So our sides now are, if we take 5x, 5 times 9.1, that is going to give us 45.5 inches. And 7 times 9.1, that's going to give us 63.7 inches. And 9 times 9.1, that's going to give us 81.9 inches. And there we have number 13. All right, looking at number 15. The ratio of the measures of three sides of a triangle is 1/4, 1/8 to 1/6. Its perimeter is 4.75 feet, and it asks us to find the length of the longest side. And so here's our triangle. And we've got 1/4 x and 1/8 x and 1/16 x. And so we're going to have to add these up. 4, 8, and 6, having those as denominators, our common denominator is going to be a 24. So that is going to give me 6 over 24, 3 over 24, and 4 over 24 when I make my common denominators. And then that, if I add the numerators up, that is going to give me 13 over 24 is equal to 4.75. And so then when I cross multiply and divide there, I'm going to end up with x is equal to 8.77. But now I have to look at the measurements of my sides and find the measurement of the longest side. So if I take 1/4 of 8.77, that is going to give me 2.2. And I believe the measurement here is feet. If I do the 1/6 times 8.77, that is going to give me 1.46 feet. And then the 1/8 will give me, rounding, approximately 1.1 foot. So the measurement of the longest side would be the 2.2 feet. So in number 13, it asks us for the measurements of all the sides. In number 15, it asks us for the measurement of the longest side. Okay. It says find the measures of the angles of each triangle. For number 17, the ratio of the measures of the three angles is 3 to 6 to 1. So let me take and move this up a little bit here so I have some space. And for number 17, triangle, our angles are 3x, 6x, and 1x. And so I know that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle needs to equal 180. So there's my equation that I'm setting up. When I combine like terms, that's going to give me 10x equals 180, or x is equal to 18. And then it asks for the measures of the angles. So my angles are going to be, one is just x, so that's 18 degrees. One is 3x, so if I multiply 3 times 18, that is going to give me 54 degrees. And then my last one is 6 times x, and that is going to give me 108 degrees. Now number 19 is very similar. Tells me that the measures of the three angles is in the proportion 10 to 8 to 6. And if we look at the sum of the measures there, that is going to, of the interior angles of a triangle, that is going to equal 180. When I combine up like terms, it's going to be 24x is equal to 180. And if I divide that out, x is going to be equal to 7.5. And it asked me for the angles, and so I need to find all of those now. So 6 times x, and x is 7.5, that's going to give me 45 degrees. And 8 times x, and x is 7.5, that is going to give me 60. And then 10 times 7.5, and that is going to give me 75 degrees. And so there, those two problems are very similar. Number 17 and number 19 wanted us to find those three angles. Just going to switch colors here so that we don't get confused. Number 35 asks us to go ahead and the perimeter of the rectangle is 220 inches. The ratio of its length to its width is 7 to 3. Find the area of the rectangle. Okay, so if we look at this, if we talk about a rectangle with the ratio of length to width 7x to 3x, that would mean also this is 7x and this is 3x. And so when we count up the perimeter here, we would have that 20x, all those like terms, is going to equal the perimeter, which is 220, which makes x equal to 11. And so what would happen then is that this 7 times x, 7 times 11 would make that a 77. And this 3 times x, 3 times 11, would make that a 33. And since it asks us to find the area, and area is equal to the base times the height, then we would take 77 times 33, and that is going to give us an area of 2,541, and our units for this is inches squared. Okay, so our last one here, number 37. Find the ratio of the measures of the angles of a quadrilateral, and it's 2 to 4 to 6 to 3. Find the measures of the angles of a quadrilateral. So what we should know by now is that what we're actually finding then is 2x plus 4x plus 6x plus 3x. And if we're talking about a quadrilateral and the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral, we know a quadrilateral is actually two triangles, and if a triangle is 180 and we have two of them, the sum here is 360. And if we combine like terms, that is going to give us 15x is equal to 360, and x will equal 24. And then if I look at my sides, and 2 times 24, 48, 4 times 24, 96, 6 times 24, 144, and 3 times 24, 72. There we go. And those are the angles, so those are all degrees.